So slip shot. Anyways, second attempt at the stream. In this case, I'm gonna look at camera gear. Is that public? It looks like it's public. Public, yeah. All right. Go into the stream settings. Okay, that's enabled. Yeah, so I just saw this. It looked interesting. Haven't looked at any of the specifications or anything like that. But we'll see. It looks very compact for a 360-degree camera, so that's good. Is this working? Yeah, that's working. What is this sub point? Huh. Anyways. Actually, let me see if I can tag a specific thing in here. Oh, it is in here. Cool. All right. Yeah, let's see what this thing is about. So the Max 2. I never really knew much about the original. That is small looking. Microphone, status light, touchscreen. Folding fingers. There should be a company sending me an interesting quick release for this, but I'm not sure when it'll show up. I'm not 100% sure they'll send it. We'll see. So there's a microphone on the side. Mode button. It looks pretty thin. Status light, another microphone. Shutter button on the top. It's got some like heat sinking, which I feel like it's gonna need for this. USB-C port. Battery door with the memory card slot. Pretty similar to the existing stuff. I like this quarter 20 integration. I have the version 9. It does not have that. But I'm wondering if I could buy a replacement. And if it would work on mine. Not this specific one, but I'm pretty sure previous GoPros have had this integrated into it. And they might have the same design as the one that I have. But that's pretty cool. Yeah. Video mode is 360-degree POV selfie looping single lens. If I were to use this in my own thing, I tend to have the camera like right here on the chest with the backpack strap, but I could mount it like a little bit higher. But I don't know what benefit, like what benefit would I get from showing the back of me? I'm not sure. I mean, I could do full 360-degree walk around photography things at conventions and such. That'd be kind of interesting, I guess. Replaceable lenses. Change in the field. that's good. Especially for a camera like this. USB-C. 1/2.3 inch sensors. I don't know why it doesn't have an S here. f1.8 lens, that's faster than... That is faster than the standard GoPros. Or, you know, larger aperture. That's what I actually mean. 8K. I mean, split in half. 2 4K frames. At 30 frames a second. 5.6 4K. So it's shorter than true 4K. Oh. 10-bit color in a GoPro. Yeah, I think they've had this for a while now. I don't know if the 9 has it. I tend to shoot in a lower quality setting because I do longer recordings. Maximum bitrate 120 megabits per second. HR 265, yeah, that's pretty standard. Does photography stuff too. Obviously with a camera like this that you're not going to focus, so there are limitations to that. And does it have... Oh, it does. So single lens, 4:3. This is what I tend to use for my stuff. The taller aspect ratio. But I mean, if you have 360, I assume this is like a taller ratio as well. Oh, maybe not. Maybe this one is. I don't know what to... I have to calculate it. Let's see. Mm, 5.3. Is this how you do it? 2.6. 2? Do I divide the small number? I don't remember. Let's see, 5.3. 7.6. 2.688. 2-to-1. Yeah, okay, that was fun. 2-to-1 ratio for the 5.6K. 3.328. Seven. Whoops, 7.6. Yeah, those are all 2-to-1 ratios. Yeah, it's gonna be 4 to 3. Yeah. So this is a little bit different. I have a computer science degree, but my math skills are not most amazing. It looks like the retail price in the United States is whoops, $500 for this thing. Time lapse. And seeing it flash around in the background is kind of irritating. Anyways, 6 microphones. Bluetooth, quick capture. Well, looks kind of cool. Yeah. I don't know how they make their footage look so good. But usually it does not look that good. Like the bitrate on this is crazy. Well, never misses. Oh, what? Oh, this is some type of like I can't tell if this is a rendering. It's got to be a rendering. Unless they filmed a camera with a yeah. This must be fake. All right. I also can't tell how much bigger it is compared to a regular GoPro. That's nice. That's really quick. It's pretty cool. Hmm. Slow motion stuff. I think GoPro won a court case recently against shoot, I don't know, it was one of the it might have been Insta360 or one of them that were apparently copying. I mean, obviously they're all very similar, but like how far does copyright go, you know? But they apparently won, I think. So I'm not sure how that's going to affect the action camera industry. I don't know how I feel about using a phone to edit this type of stuff. It's kind of cool because at least with the Insta360 one, I saw that you could move the camera and it moves the viewpoint. That's a cool way to do it, potentially. So this might be similar, but you would think they would get hit with copyright notices. I mean, copyright from the companies that already did it. But yeah. Hmm. Like, who wants to actually use footage like that? Where it swoops around and stuff. Oh yeah, let's put in the back flip in the tiny planet. Okay, yeah, this is shoot for the same time, YouTube and TikTok at the same time. That would be nice. I could personally benefit from this thing if it automatically makes two types of footage. Although I don't know if I would want to save twice the amount of video. So I feel like I would prefer just the full sensor readout rather than two crops. The one thing that might be really good about this one for the single camera stuff is that this has got to be much wider by default than the standard GoPro, is my guess. So getting that in one thing without having any extras on there would be really nice. But I mean, if it's significantly larger than the standard GoPro, I don't know. But that could be cool. I don't think I want to spend $500 to find out, but we'll see. Because pretty much most of the video that I do these days are the walking around taking photos and then having GoPro footage. Of course, it's going to use different batteries, most likely. They switched the ones that I use. They already switched those out for the 13. It has its own battery, so that was kind of goofy. All right. Hmm. Yeah, it looks pretty nice actually. Hmm. Yeah, probably most of the time I'd be using it in single lens mode. But even then, that could have its benefits. Is this new? Oh man, I got another one. It's got a light on it. Lit Hero. The problem with tiny little light sources, I don't know how that would. It's kind of cool. So yeah, I guess maybe it does something. How are they doing this? Because this is clearly very similar to one of the other companies' designs. Like if GoPro wins a lawsuit, wouldn't the other companies be able to do the same thing? Huh. I personally don't like this a ton because it adds so much bulk to the whole system. But I mean, I guess compared to the standard GoPro connection, that's going to add a fair amount. But in the past, I bought this thing for the Hero 9 where you can swap out the fins for a tripod mount. So I've used that at times and it shrinks down the size quite a bit. This one looks like it has an integrated battery, so that's not great. Especially with additional power use of the light thing. So it's a smaller sensor too, looks like. F2.3 aperture. I think that's a little bit faster than GoPro, like most of them, or F2.8, I think. Does it mention power? No. I mean, it's fine. Oh, yeah. Clearly no battery. Alright. That's okay, but let me check here. I don't know where that would show GoPro stuff. Maybe not pro, it's not really pro video. Drones. There's a new drone recently too. I'm just not into those. I don't know where they would put that on here. Let's see. It's just shot by brand. That's not useful. Actually, let me see what the aperture is on this lens. 2.5. So the newer one's a little bit faster. Interesting. Oh, they're charging this much for the 13. Oh, it's got that weird mount too. Quick release thing. And they have a green one. Yeah, why would anyone get this? Oh, it comes with extra. I mean, not much. 2 batteries. This is close to the new Max thing. Oops. Oh. 3 batteries. Wait, no, this is a different camera. Maybe they just don't have it on here yet. Oh, this would work on mine. Interesting. Might get one of those at some point, but I have a setup that works, so I don't specifically need that. And probably the issue with this one is that this is going to be relatively short. The thing that I have is a bit taller, so the threading is deeper. Unless this extends quite a bit, like off the mount, or I mean off the camera. I think there's no actual photos of it on the GoPro. Maybe someone posted a photo? Nope. So yeah, the Max 2 doesn't even have a listing on here. Anyways, let's see if there's anything else. Oh, how's it going? Just seems costly. Now, DJI Nano is announced. So how much that costs. Oh, for the drones. Sorry, my screen with the chat is very small. See if I can change the font of it. There we go. It's a little bit better. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't know when you posted, so I'm not sure what it's referencing. Okay, this is the new drone. It says top seller. Actually, I do like that it has the covers on it. That's kind of cool. This does look safer and more functional than any other drone I've seen. Obviously, it looks tiny, but at least the safety factor appears to be there. That was kind of one of the reasons I never got into drones because I don't want to hit someone, with the flipping blades out. That looks interesting. And it's pretty cheap too. Wow. Oh, this does not come with a remote. So I assume you use your phone or something. So it would have relatively limited range, but with something tiny like this, it's probably just how it's going to be. Oh, DJI Nano. Is this an older one? DJI Nano. Neo? Oh. Oh, okay, this is what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, I vaguely remember seeing some stuff about. Actually, no, there's so many of these things. I think Insta360 has a convertible one too. Let's see. Is it this one? There's a 3S and I think it's this one. Oops. Yeah, I think this is a relatively new one here too. I mean, the downside of this is the built-in battery situation, which probably is fine for a few years. With how much I've used my GoPro 9, I feel like the battery would have been toast by now. This thing has been through quite a bit. Switch to... I'll take a look at that one shortly. I have so many windows open. This is the old Hero 9. I have a screen protector that I cut to size from a phone one on the back and the front. But in general, it's been well used and it still functions decently well. Haven't had any serious issues except for like way in the beginning. The firmware was not great, but they fixed that stuff. And this is a third-party door that has a port for the USB. I can close it. There we go. So I just mounted on standard GoPro style connection to a backpack or something like that. Works decently well. Let's see what this is called, the Osmo Nano. I don't think I want to use a Forbes thing for information. Do they not have an official... Okay. Oops. 1/1.3-inch sensor. And these action camera companies love having flashy websites that keep showing visuals. It's kind of distracting. 10-bit color. 200-minute battery life, apparently. 10-minute waterproof underwater. Let's look at the specifications. At least for what I personally do, I don't think I would want the convertible thing. It's gonna have 2.8 aperture, 143 degree. I don't know what the original GoPro's field of view is. Whoops. So they don't give the field of view number. Project GoPro. Oh, it's a third party. So with the lens mod, 170 something. So it's 36% less than 177. Why don't they just show the actual number somewhere? Have to calculate it. Uh, $113, 114 degrees. So it's actually less wide than the DJI one. Assuming that's correct. Which would be this thing. Oh, I don't know what that is. Yeah, 143. See how much this one costs. Hmm. Osmo Action, maybe it'd be in here. There's a microphone. Is it Nano? Neo? Hmm. Maybe it's too new for, oh, 300. It's quite a bit cheaper than GoPro. Yeah, it does look pretty nice.
It's a
Hmm. Up to 200 minutes. But that's probably with the dock thing. Yeah, battery's internal, no swapping. Action 2 is overheating. Oh. Is that the weird convertible one that they... Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember this one. That's too bad. Losing power fast. Yeah, I agree with you there. The built-in battery thing is kind of not ideal. Hmm. I mean, so far I used the 9 from GoPro, and this besides firmware originally, which it had a lot of issues, it works very well for me now. Still works. So this is the max lens mod thing. On this specific version of the camera, it can do the horizon leveling with this thing on it, and just do POV style photography videos and stuff with this. It's pretty decent. Whoops, I forgot to change my view for that. I have a like 2-tiered OBS thing. So yeah, that's what that looks like. And of course, it has the standard battery situation. This is the third-party door, so you can access the USB port. And I keep it charged up when it's on my backpack. So yeah, I'm kind of liking the new GoPro 360-degree one. I don't know if it's $500 liking the. It looks pretty functional, and being able to swap the lenses out quickly would be good. Yeah, I'll have to look at some actual videos of YouTubers that got access to this, see what they think. Although it's tough when generally the first round of videos on these type of things is going to be, they're getting it for free and they're getting access to it, so they're kind of in a weird situation. So they can't be too. They most likely can't be too negative against it. But at the very least, with those type of videos, you can get some useful information out of it. Usually, I don't think I would use the full 360 degree too much, but it could be interesting. But I mean, it could be used as a regular camera too. Osmo 4, 5, or wait for the 6. I don't even know. I had the original Action a long time ago. Let's see. Yeah. I enjoyed the original. I would assume this is significantly better. And they probably made it much wider than the original. Let's see. It's got a bigger sensor in it. Field of view 155 degrees seems pretty wide. F2.8 aperture is standard for most action cameras, or at least the older ones. I think some of them might have a little bit faster of an aperture, but this is a larger sensor, so it does make sense to at 2.8. I mean, I don't know like specifics of how it works in practice. Does it overheat? Who knows? You have to look up videos of people that have actually used it. But specification wise, it looks nice. And like I said, at least with the original that I had, it was basically fine. I just didn't like how the original's field of view was pretty narrow. So that was a downside for what I would use it for usually. Looks good though. I mean, what else? If you wait for the new version, what else are they going to do with it, right? It's Like, what else can they do? Maybe kind of, maybe stick a larger sensor in there somehow. Who knows? Or do some other random change to it. Okay, it does 4K. I like the 4:3 aspect ratio. If you do standard stuff, like standard videos, but then make vertical videos as well, that's really nice. So that's what I do with this GoPro, is the 4:3 ratio. Looks fine to me. Could probably get one cheaper if it's been out for a while. Whoops, BH. I don't know why it's searched on that. Whoops, see how much it costs. Oh yeah, that feels like a reasonable price to me. Not really interested in the new GoPro. Let's see if I can increase the font on my. So you're saying you're not really interested in the new GoPro, thinking of snagging the Osmo 360. Can use the 8K 50 frames per second for zooming on onboard footage. Let's see what that one looks like. Osmo. It's kind of expensive. It looks similar to the GoPro. Is there a specific benefit to this one? Under 500 on Amazon. Okay. Yeah, because the GoPro's MSRP is 500. They do look very similar in layout. These buttons look nice though, like physical buttons. Looks pretty good. Let's see what the reviews say. Knowing if you scratch a oh. So this person is saying they're not going to help you for 2 months. Oh, because of a parts shortage. Oh. Okay, this was back. Yeah, this was this month. Okay, this person has overheating issues. In South Texas, so it's got to be pretty warm there. At least in the summer. This one likes it. Does it have like fully replaceable lenses? Let's see. And that didn't bring anything up. With the new GoPro, it looked pretty easy to swap out the lens. Like it's like a cover specifically. I think it's pretty toasty, 8K 50. Yeah, that would be difficult. So they do have replacement lenses. I don't know whose video this is. Whoops.
Choose adventure.
Can't mute. That was irritating. Try that again. That doesn't let me mute it through here. This one says it does not have. Yeah, I mean, if you can get a deal on it, it might be an interesting option. Someone's already got a comparison going. Yeah, your best bet would be looking at something like this. Because I personally haven't used them, so. Oh, hope the Black Friday sales will be good. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, with pricing of cameras in general, it's not been great. So I think I was talking to two of my friends recently, and one of them wanted to get a new camera. And we were looking at the price of the Sony A7R5, and it jumped up from like its lowest new price, $1,000. So that's kind of crazy. Oh, that review doesn't give a good review to the GoPro. Okay. Like I don't know which one I looked at. I haven't seen any of the videos yet. Hmm. I pretty much just do the POV photography stuff, so I don't know if 360 would be super useful to me. Like, what type of stuff do you guys use for the 360 that makes sense? Because, I mean, you could mount it like up, like higher on the shoulder, maybe, but then you're going to get footage of your face and stuff, and then some of the background. It doesn't seem super useful. Or, I mean, if you mount it on a car or a vehicle or something, I guess that could be cooler. Like a bicycle. Yeah, this one mounted it on a horn, trumpet, whatever it's called. That's kind of cool. So there are still a lot of action cameras around. I mean, I guess that's good. I don't know what the best deal would be. Maybe that Osmo Action is like 250. It's just like a standard action camera. Well, it's going to be tough to beat the X4S. Besides quality of footage, never had any issues. Yeah. Let's see which one that is. Thanks. Okay, it's an Insta360. What's the software situation like with the Insta360 cameras? Body camera or time lapse is what you do. So you use a cheap GoPro or the Osmo 4. Yeah, that Osmo Action 4 looks good. I do wonder which one has the widest field of view on it. Like by default without having to add extras. Because this is kind of irritating with the max lens mount thing. Whoops. Because it adds a bunch of extra space to it. It's fine, but it would be nice if I didn't have to have the mod thing on it. Oh, the X4S. Yeah. Oh, you have two of them. Okay. I get it. X4s. I get it. Yeah, I do like that Action 4. It looks nice. X4. Let's see what this looks like. I haven't personally used the Insta360 camera, so I don't know how you deal with the footage and stuff. Because I thought they had their own custom format or something. Or maybe that's just the 360-degree cameras. Which makes sense. It's a different format, potentially. Remember, most people watch on mobile phone, so it's the quality difference. Yeah, it's not too hard once you have experience dealing with them. Okay. I've just seen things, reviews and such, and some people say that they have a very custom setup. So with the GoPro, I just put the footage into my video editing software. Just like normal footage. It's H.265 stuff in that encoding format. Okay. You have to do post processing. Okay. I wonder why they went that route. Oh, is it related to the stabilization? It's like stabilizing afterwards. So I think that's one thing that some of the companies do. At least Sony they do that. They have like gyro data. Oh, finding your angle and zoom. Okay, for the 360. Yeah, that makes sense. Hmm. I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to look at with the action cameras. Unless you guys can think of something. Oh, a bit tricky. Okay. Oh, I was gonna look at this one. Okay, this is a 360 degree. Yeah, that's kind of their classic format. The two physical buttons on there is nice. Yeah. Whatever 2-inch sensor times 2. At one point, I was using a backpack and then I had a tripod, yeah, I think it was a tripod attached to it. And then I had the GoPro way up high. That gave an interesting viewpoint, but it's awkward, especially if I went to somewhere with people around. I used it mostly outdoors. So that gave kind of like a game perspective. I don't know what the viewport style is called. You're saying some good reviews on iPhone Doe? Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. He seems pretty reasonable. And I remember he was complaining about some of the companies trying to restrict what he was saying. So he seems legit. I'm going to have a poll like that. So Ferrari powered oh, a Ferrari powered WRX. What? Oh man. That's cool. Yeah. I do like geez, what is that called? That racing I think that's just a Subaru. A specific motorsport, whatever it's called. Oh, rally racing. Duh. Yeah, rally racing. My brain is out of it. It's not super popular in the United States, but I like it. Yeah. So at one point I had a Mitsubishi Rally Art. It was all-wheel drive with the turbo and stuff. Ferrari powered WRX. Oh man. Whoops. Whoops, if I can spell. I think I need a larger chat screen. Oh man. Oh, that's crazy. Popping out of the car itself. That's cool. Oh geez. Surprised the mechanical aspect of it would not implode. Although I'm sure they overspec certain things. Unless they just swapped out like replacement components. That's cool. Yeah, for car stuff, definitely the 360-degree cameras seem like a nice option. Because then you could adjust the view while it's just attached in a single position. Type of thing. Oh, the driver did mention making custom parts. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I feel like too much power, you just snap everything. Motorbikes, right? I just do the photography thing, so I'm not too familiar with the motorsports. Although that would be fun to photograph. Let's see. I'm kind of curious if there's anything else that was released recently. Unless you guys have more action camera stuff you're interested in. I'll have to look at the actual hands-on videos. Say, how will you go pro work to the Insta ones? Oh, how will GoPro work compared to the Insta 360 ones? I don't know. Like editing and stuff? The GoPro 360 first one always froze up. Oh, geez. That sucks. Issues with the original battery. Yeah. GoPro can be pretty hit or miss, but they're, at least my personal experience after they, it did originally, the version 9 originally had firmware problems, but they did fix them. So this, at least for me, this camera has been solid since then. Saying, not matter which 360-degree camera you get, you're going to need to use their app, the phone or desktop, right? Yeah, it won't be able to be used directly on any social media. Although maybe YouTube would take that video. I'm not sure. They have a Hero Light coming out. I did see that. I showed it a little bit. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Again, it has the built-in battery, which is not ideal. It looks kind of cool, but having a small light source, if we get back into the photography stuff, small light sources are generally not great. But I mean, it's better than nothing. I'm gonna try the Osmo 360 next. Yeah, might as well. Okay, that is pretty small. But built-in batteries, I don't know. I mean, for what they're trying to show, vlogging style stuff, maybe it makes sense. Like it's a really small little take everywhere camera. I mean, I don't know, compared to a phone, is it worth taking this compared to a phone? I don't know. $270. Yeah, the Max 2 is tempting. You guys have probably looked at it more than I have so far, so like functional wise with all the hands-on videos, I don't know what they have said in it yet. It's 360. It's the same, but at 4K. Oh, okay, the new one is 8K, the GoPro. Yeah, that could make a difference with that much video. You know, the 360 degrees of video, more resolution would make a lot more sense. But yeah. Although also saving massive amounts of video. I don't know, like the bit rates and such. Let's see if they mention bit rate. So it's a 2:1 aspect ratio. And it goes up to 30 frames a second. And then 5.6K 60. I feel like with action cameras, you probably want higher frame rates usually. I tend to just use 30 frames a second, but I'm not super particular about how my video looks. So it says the maximum bit rate, but this is in a log format. So GP log with a LUT applied to it. That's a pretty decent bit rate for that. 120 megabits per second. So most like standard, I think Sony's FX3, like the highest bit rate is up there. But that's in 4K H.265 probably. It doesn't mention anything besides that. Yeah, looks good. Let's see if they have any other announcements going on in the standard camera world. Oops, newest. Buy all of them and do a side by side. That would be nice. Yeah. I don't, with how much money I make per video usually, it's like in the dollars, single dollars. My most viewed video on the channel is 300 something thousand views, I think. Let's see if I can. I have my screen zoomed in for the chat, or my browser window. So we can sort by views. Now 345,000. And that got, whoops, go into analytics, revenue. So since it was published with 345,000 views, it made $1,220. And this is a video that I posted in 2018. So it would be very tough to make that viable, to spend, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000 on 3 or 4 action cameras. I mean, you could make a bunch of videos, but even so, I don't think I could swing it. Because that's, at least for me, that video is kind of a rare amount of viewership. And then in general, I mean, we could look at the how many people tend to watch action camera videos and kind of gauge how much viewership might happen. So I mean, I feel like probably the top end would be a few $100s of ad revenue. So I would be in the hole financially if I try that. I mean, it would be interesting at the very least. I would be curious to try them out. I don't know if you can rent action cameras. There are services like lens rentals and stuff that you can do, but I don't know if you can do it with action cameras. That would probably be a more viable way to do it. All right. I'm just going to check out any other news, like camera news. So these things have been very popular, the little digicams. Oh, you're saying in general, I've had low views, 20,000 views for one video, and you're at 800 something subscribers. Yeah, it's tough. I don't. There's a lot of people making videos about camera gear, so I don't know how to make it viable. Honestly, we're at the minimum it would pay for itself, but even then, that's pretty difficult. So I've been just mostly making more photography, like doing photography videos, which don't get a bunch of viewership, but they're more enjoyable to make and such. Usually, uh, or just any subject that is more interesting than just like a straight up camera gear thing. Let's see what this is. There is a fad now with these cheap, like retro style cameras. $50 for. I mean, this looks like a piece of junk, but it would be at least interesting to try. It. I'm guessing they just took like a smartphone camera module, stuck it in there, and then put a screen on it and stuff. Probably what that is. I mean, for $50, it's not terrible, but definitely not the best quality wise. Let's see, that's basically the same camera. I saw this the last time I did a stream. These are. Oh, you're starting off with a cheap camera for time lapse. Still going strong with 50 quid. Okay. Nice. Like a DSLR? Something like that? Used cameras are a great option, usually. But I don't know if anything like this would do time lapse. Canon just basically repackaged this old camera that they've been selling for ages, and they slightly changed it, generally for the worse. But I looked at this in a previous stream, so it doesn't look like they have any new stuff going on. Oh, one of those action cameras. Oh, okay, yeah, time lapse. That makes sense. Nice. Like a generic one. Okay. Yeah. I think there's quite a few of the generic ones on Amazon and stuff. Whoops. Let's see what in the US what things are going for. So I got the Osmo Action 4 on the top, 250. That feels like a good, reasonable option. Oh, the version 5 exists? Yeah, something like this. I'm sure it's fine to get something out of it. Then you don't have to baby it as much if it breaks. A Canon 850D for photography. Mavic 3 Classic. Do you have a lot of restrictions related to using drones in your area? You've seen good footage from the Osmo 4 and 5. Okay. I've never gotten into the drone thing because it just feels like I don't know what I would do with the footage, really. And then I feel like I'd potentially run into some legal issues unless the drone itself just doesn't go into those areas. Ireland. Okay, a C1 can be flown same location as a Mini. Ah, so that's a little bigger. That's cool. That DJI Nano thing looked pretty nice. I like the idea of those propeller guard things on there for the sake of my most likely would be bad piloting skills, and then the health and safety of everyone around me type of thing. But this looks pretty cool. If I were to get a drone, something like that looks cool. And hopefully simple and functional. SJ Cam, I've heard of that company. It's got 2 lenses on the front. Ultra night vision. This is a built-in zoom. All your videos are mostly locations in Ireland. Nice. I have some ancestors from, or some of my ancestors are from Ireland. Say for a newbie drone pilot, the Mini S5 Pro. Okay. Let's take a look at that one. Mini S5 Pro. Oh, give me a computer. Okay. Yeah, it's a little pricey. Oh. Oh, they don't even sell it here. Yeah, we have a really not great situation in the United States these days with political things and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is sold here. Yeah, yeah, it is not great. I've had a company was gonna send me a lens, and I gave him my terms and stuff, but I said I didn't want anything outside the like sent from outside of the US because I would have to pay import tax or whatever. And so I lost out on the chance of being sent to camera lens recently because of that. Because I mean, I already don't make much money on the videos, so it's like, should I spend? I don't know even what the tax would have been, but it would have been a lot. So it was like kind of not worth it trying to see if they would send it from the United States. So you just bought a Sigma 150 to 600. Nice. Is that Sony E mount maybe? Well, that would be a fun lens. Whoops. Sigma. Oh yeah. Good for bird photography, maybe sports stuff. 600 6.3 is pretty nice. That's a decent aperture for that. Oh, Canon EF mount. Okay. Oh, and a crop sensor. Wow. It's going to give a lot of detail, most likely. If you factor in the crop factor and stuff. I assume you have to use that on a tripod or big monopod or something at 600 millimeters. 1.6, yeah. Looks good. Oh, yeah. So I'm not sure what this thing is. It's got a low light lens and a daytime lens. Huh. Doesn't say what the field of view or anything is. Super night. Yeah. Maybe they have an actual website. I've heard of this company before. Looks like they're on B&H. Oh, they've got similar looking stuff to the bigger companies. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, it has a built-in battery. And where's the actual spec sheet? Oh, here we go. Let's see. 135-degree field of view. It's a little bit wider than standard GoPros. It doesn't even mention anything about the weird lens setup. It's got to be different sensors. Nope. Kind of cool, but I don't know why they don't have any information. Like actual specifications. It's odd. Got these vertical ones. Got this thing, which looks like the gimbal one. Like a remote version of it. Huh. Oh, it slots into the handle. Okay, that's the screen is integrated into the grip. The fun cam. Okay. Guess they've got some standard ones as well, it looks like. But I couldn't tell if this thing has a built-in battery or not. It looks like it does, which is not great. Yeah. Anyways, that's kind of cool. The two camera modules. So, whoops. Back that up. See if there's anything else that it's odd. Go over here. Okay, that's down to 400 something. It still feels way too expensive for a GoPro, like a standard one. You're saying DJI will stay in the United States, lease out its tech to other companies. Yeah, that's probably how they do it. Here's another generic one. Brave 4. These are kind of the way classic ones with the waterproof cases. I think I still have a generic one like that. And the 5 is up to 340 here. Well, there's the original Max. They're still selling that thing. Man. The X5, $660. Yeah, I'm surprised there isn't more unique, like third-party stuff. Here at 12, still kind of expensive for what it is. There's that thing again with the two cameras. Oh, the GoPro Hero thing has a built-in battery. A little bit cheaper, and then I don't think it even has stabilization in the camera, which is odd. Oh, there's the 360 Go 3S. I think this one's pretty new. 390. Not too much. Oh, that one too. It's like a little Lego thing. I think they had a 1-inch sensor version of this thing. I don't know if this is the version of it. Probably not. Hmm. Makes 3. Yeah. Let me see if there's any new lenses came out. B&H has a nice feature of being able to sort by newest, so I tend to use their website. Viltrox 14mm f4, full frame. Oh, this is really interesting. Air Z lens, $200 full frame, 14mm. I'm actually interested in this. I use a Z5 right now for my photography. I have an E-mount version. Same price. This is cool. It's a unique mix of specs there. And it's compact too. Huh. 14 is really wide on full frame. So maybe the quality's not amazing, but I like it. I'll be curious to see sample images from this thing. Huh. Maybe I'll try to send an email to any Viltrox people that had contacted me in the past. See if they'll send me one. 58mm filter thread. Yeah, it's pretty compact. I like it. APS-C 9mm 2.8. It's basically like just the crop version of that other one. Huh. Sony emote. Yeah. 35 1.8. I have an 85 from them that they had sent. No, technically I had the 85 and the 50. And I did eventually sell the 50mm, but the 85 I still have. It's a nice lens. And it has the button for custom, whatever you want to connect to it, which is nice. The focus ring and stuff is not great with how they have it set up, but it's functional. So this looks like basically the 35 version of that lens. The lens. This is the 85. It looks very similar. It's got a nice focus switch. Good click to it. The 50 that they have from this company, the 7 Artisans, the switch was not great, but this one they updated it and it works well. And then this is kind of the thing that's not amazing from their company, is that it's really, really tight. It takes a lot of effort to rotate this thing, but it works. And it's electronic anyways. It's not a mechanical focus ring. And basically the same situation with this down here. It's just like a really damped thing for the aperture, and it's electronic. It's not a mechanical aperture adjustment. And then there's that button on the side. This is nice. So I actually, when I sold a bunch of equipment, I decided to keep this instead of the official 85 from Nikon 1.8. So this is good enough in my opinion to be a replacement. Image quality was not the same level, but in the center of the frame, I made a video about it, but in the center this was very equivalent. It's just on the corners it wasn't as good as the official lens. But I don't care that much to be super particular about image quality. What? Why is there a Casio piano in here? Anyways, $300 for this feels reasonable. So they have L mount, they have E mount, Z mount. Oh, it's a 24 1.8. $300mm f4 OM systems, micro four thirds. Yeah. This is manual focus. That one's probably manual focus, which is fine for macro lenses. Sigma crystal, able to crop in at editing. Was thinking of getting a cheap Canon 6D full frame. Nice. Yeah, older camera bodies are basically just as functional in a lot of ways. And I wouldn't say that the sensor technology has advanced that much to make really any functional difference. Let's see. Let's look at the current pricing in the United States. Oh, so the original? Excellent condition, $400. Assume it uses compact flash. It's kind of what Canon intended to use it back then. I'm surprised how rounded it looks. See how big the screen is. That's not bad. I made a few videos on the 30D, and they did decently well. Let me pull up an example. Actually, I'll use this browser. And so $51 DSLR. I got 43,000 views going over that. I had some issues with it from KH, but I didn't send it back to him. I just fixed it and messed around with the camera, which made the video more interesting. But for the price of the camera, I'd say that video did okay. How it came up in your feed for the 360 searches. Yeah, for the live stream, I'm sure, but I personally haven't done anything with the 360 cameras. I'm curious about them, but money, you know, I don't know if I want to spend money on those. I am kind of interested in the GoPro because it can I would assume all of them can do one lens, which is what I'd probably tend to use it for most of the time. But they are interesting at the very least. Yeah. Let's go back to yeah. The one person that was thinking about getting the 6D, it sounds like a good idea. The price, at least, it depends on your region, but the price looked okay. I don't know what the specifications are on it. Let's see if there's a. But then it depends on what you want to do with it. Let's see. Originally $2,100 or 1,800 euros. Oh, the iPhone dude has a video about it. Deep diving into settings of 360. Okay. iPhone Doe guy. Hmm. Let's see. The resolution looks fine. It'll be functional. 20 megapixel. Yeah, I think this would be a fun project camera. And you wouldn't have to care too much about it, like price wise, if it breaks or something. I mean, I wouldn't want to break a $400 camera, but even so, could take more risk with it than the super expensive new camera. And image quality wise, I would say it'd be pretty solid. I'll use the Sigma. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Just so you could use the full lens when you want, compared to the APS-C. That makes sense. Hmm. I haven't looked too much into Canon these days for stuff. I was using the EFM system for quite a few years, but then I eventually sold it all after they discontinued it and wanted to try other stuff. But the M6 Mark II was really nice at the time. So I did actually release video, and I'm gonna edit in another old recording that I did with GoPro footage and photos and stuff. But hopefully Canon and Nikon, hopefully they open more up to different lens mounts, or I mean, lens manufacturers like Sigma. I think the APS-C are on Canon RF mount. But I mean, if you use EF stuff, then it doesn't matter. You can pretty much get whatever you want. Kind of curious though to see what is available. Let's see. Oh, they still have EFM stuff on here. Let's do autofocus. Whoops. And then every brand besides Canon. Whoops. There's a Rokinon, Sigma, Yongnuo. Okay, this is APS-C. Yeah, they're only letting APS-C lenses on the system, which is better than nothing. I had that for EFM. 7200. Oh, it's adapted. Okay. The R8. Too small for your hands. Oh. Some of the Canons had an additional grip accessory. I don't know if that one did. Not specifically the battery grip, but like just a additional piece to it. See if it shows it in here. It's like an accessory thing. No. So third. Oh yeah, this is what I'm thinking of. Oh, it's only for the RP, but it was just a extra piece that you could put on. I had used the RP at a camera shop, and then I tried it with the grip, and it was nicer in the hands. Yeah, metal ledge, right? It's a more additional expense for not much, except for some ergonomic benefit potentially. $85. See what the reviews say. Yeah, way overpriced. Mm-hmm. Yep. Although I will say, at the very least, when I tried it, it definitely helped the camera. Hmm. Could see what EF lenses they have. And I'll probably end stream pretty soon here. I do like Canon's ergonomics and just some of the function and the way that the interface works and stuff, especially their more recent stuff, like the EFM and some of the RF cameras. I do enjoy the way the cameras work. But after they discontinued EFM, I was kind of fed up at the time, so I haven't really looked too much into their stuff. Although it makes sense that they discontinued it because they moved everything to the RF mount. I just wish they would have had more foresight for EFM and just never did it in the first place, I guess. But it's hard to know how things will go in the camera industry, I guess. It was Sigma Macro, used for landscape. Nice. Let's see. Oops, don't want that. Lens mount. Yeah, macro lenses are just generally pretty solid image quality, like through the whole frame, which makes sense. So I could see that being used well for landscape. Let's look at autofocus. Whoops. There it is. So there's 80 still sold new EF lenses. Sort by price. Actually, let's do newest. Did I put on autofocus? Yeah. Venus Optics Laowa 180 4.5 autofocus. Oh, the rest that you have are 10 to 18. Yeah, I had the 10 to 18. That was a nice lens. 18 to 55, 55 250. Yeah. Let's see if I can pull up. A lot of that stuff would probably work decently well adapted to an RF camera. Yeah, I made that 7 years ago on that lens. Had the SL2 for a while. That was a nice camera. This is kind of what got me into Canon for my YouTube stuff because the SL2 had the dual pixel autofocus for video. So that was like a game changer at the time to get consistent video autofocus. And then I sold that one and I went into the EFM system, which in retrospect probably wasn't the best idea. But those were nice cameras at the time, especially the M6 Mark II, which is that camera. Hmm. Let's see, where's the... They're still selling... Oh, it's a gray market. 51.8. That's a classic. I had one of those at one point. 18 to 135. Yeah. Yeah. Got a lot on here. This channel, I started this one in 2011. And I wouldn't say the quality is great for the older videos by, but some of them might be watchable. And there's over 1,000 on there. So on desktop, you can search, which is probably one of the ways, but there's also, I have a ton of playlists on here. So some of them I set it up like camera and then the name of the camera or brand and then in the name of the brand. That'd probably be the best way to see a bunch of the same type of thing in here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So they're still selling the 24 to 72.8 L mount or L type lens version 2. Those gray markets, so maybe they don't actually sell them new anymore. 7200 f4 refurbished. Maybe Canon did just stop producing this stuff. $10 to $22. And there's the 10 to 18. B&H warranty only. Oh, you're using MPB? Yeah. I bought some stuff from them. Actually, I think I sold some stuff too. Made a video about that. I like them. Although I had one person commenting on my videos about that recently where they were complaining about the company. I mean, it's always possible to have like a bad experience, but to go on other people's videos, it seems kind of extreme. And then complain. 200 to 400 f4. $12,000. Man. Comes with the extension tube. Yeah. There's a kit lens. So at the very least, stuff is still available, but it's not looking great for older, at least new lenses. Tokina. I haven't heard Tokina in a long time. I don't know what they do these days. Whoops. Let's see. MPB came up on the top. $11 to $18 2.8 X mount. So they're still selling EF glass. No, they've got a 400 millimeter f8 reflex lens. This is a mirror-based lens. It's kind of like a telescope lens. It's got really weird background look to it. Donut shaped. Like point source lights. Good old Kodak. Yeah. Click and wind 24 shot film. Kodak has these little blind box things now. I'm kind of tempted to find one. The Chimera. Is that how you pronounce it? Kodak Chimera keychain camera. So it's a blind box where you can get one of the various types in here of these different designs. And this is a functional camera, it looks like a little digital camera. So those are kind of cool. I don't think I would buy it online, but if I found one locally, I might pick one up. So it's a little micro SD slot, USB-C port. Pretty cool. Just put it in the background of my videos or something. 1.6 megapixel, 1/4 inch CMOS sensor. And there's 7 different variations. 35 millimeter equivalent f2.4. Pretty cool. Price is good for a digital camera. But it's probably this tiny little thing. Yeah, that's really small. I'll have to check my local retailers and see if they exist at those places. Anyways, I think I'm gonna head out. A lot of cool stuff, especially the GoPro. I'm gonna have to check out some videos and see what the people that actually could hold them think of the camera so far. But thanks for hanging out. It was a fun stream. I don't usually get a ton of chat and feedback, but it was awesome this time. So much appreciated. Gonna head out. Peace. See you guys. Boop.